Now let's take a look at Part 4, Medical Providers. As you can see here, you should enter all of the medical providers that your client treated with. Now you have an option when it comes to hospital providers, because we often see multiple billings such as from radiology, the physician's fee, and the hospital itself. Now you can include these as one medical provider, but we recommend including them as separate providers when you have separate billing. After entering all the providers, click the edit icon here and it'll take you to that provider. As you can see here, it asks you to include the treatment type, first and last treatment dates, number of visits, etc. Next, you should include all of the ICD and CPT codes. You'll typically find these on the billing statements, especially the CPT codes. If they're not there, you can use Control F and search ICD or CPT and you'll find them in the medical records. Make sure to put a comma in between each one so that the demand gets properly formatted. Next up, with treatment modalities, simply check the box for each treatment modality that your client had at this provider. For example, chiropractic manipulation, and so on and so forth. Now this information gets pre-filled based on what you entered above. So you can change these dates, for example, if they only had traction for the first month of treatment or whatever it might be. So after entering all the modalities, come down to complaints and do the same thing. Just check the box for each complaint that the physician noted in the records. And again, you can change these dates if necessary. You'll do the same thing for neck and back complaints. Now one thing to look out for is the physician may have given an ICD code for, say, a cervical sprain or strain, but didn't talk about it in the narrative part of the report. But if you do have that ICD code, you should include them. And if you're not sure what a specific ICD code means, we recommend going to icd10data.com and you can search there. Next, enter all of the duties under duress that the physician noted. And after that, come down here and answer a few questions. For example, did this provider prescribe medication? If yes, click the box, enter the date, the medication, and the dosage. You'll do the same if they received any kind of injections or surgeries, performed any kind of imaging at this provider, and we recommend only including imaging that had a positive finding. Next up, you can include a treatment timeline. So enter the date, the cost for that visit, the CPT codes, and the ICD codes. And you can just copy and paste the codes that you entered above, because typically with injury codes, they'll be the same for every visit, unless they happen to discover an injury later on, such as a TMJ or rotator cuff tear. And you can include as many treatment dates as they had at this particular provider. Next up, include the impairment evaluation, if they did one at this provider, and the same as if they were hospitalized. Include the physician, the admission date, and how long they were there. So that's it for Part 4. Next, we'll take a look at Parts 5 through 10.